Hello, everyone! New microphone today. I hope the levels are fine, and I hope I sound better. I better sound better. These things aren't cheap. So, why hello, everyone. This is my second time streaming today. Earlier, I did a user group on Comet. Squeaky! How do I sound? Can you hear me? Hello, Viable Clan member. So second live stream of the day. The first one was just kind of like, what's Comet? It's awesome. Why everyone should be using it. This one though, we're gonna keep working on Comet. Let's keep making it better. Isn't my background amazing? Do you like the snow? Do you like the snow effect? I don't know how long I'm gonna keep the snow going. And it looks like my camera's lagging. Am I Skippy? What is going on? A link to the mic. Yes, it's a whole setup, and I need to do a build out on what my current setup is. But this is a Rode Procaster. So I am Skippy? I wonder what's going on. My settings say it's only going at 30 frames per second. My internet is skipping. Let me make sure I'm using the right internet. No, I'm hardwired. My video output. What is going on? Video is high. I'm on 60 FPS. I don't know why it's only doing 30. What is this? Let me try changing a setting and hope it doesn't drop the stream. That's I'm only using 21% CPU. 35 frames. It went up. Is that better? Why wouldn't I use AOL freeze things? I used to have so many of those discs. All right, am I skipping? Am I better? Is it my internet? I just rewired a bunch of stuff in my house over the weekend. So this mic though is the Rode Procaster. It's just the video. Huh. I'm still wondering if my internet. Do I sound better though? Does this make a difference? Video is bad. Why is the video bad? So I'm doing it at, you should be able to reduce the video on your side. Like I should have the bandwidth. Let me check my Wi-Fi stuff. I can check my internet, see what's going on. Audio skipping too? All right, I am checking to see what's using on my internet. Network usage, it might be me. Might be this machine, it should be. It's my Mac dock is using more. Yeah, I'm only using 5 meg up on this machine. I've got 50 meg up at my house. So I should be able to live stream like crazy. OBS is using a crap ton of memory. And my GPU is at 90 something percent. Let me try changing a setting. Let's see if I can do a setting. It's probably the machine, it's not the internet. So let's try this. I'm gonna press apply. Let's hope it doesn't drop the stream. Now I'm gonna make my CPU hurt instead of my GPU. Did that make a difference? Yeah, but it's only streaming at 30 frames per second, even though I have 60. I might stop and restart my stream because OBS is using all of my GPU, and I think that's what's going on. And so is Windows Desktop Manager. What is that? What if I end task that? No, it says don't do that. Let me turn off, there's a way to turn off the 3 All right. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I figured out what my setting was. I had a setting that was also outputting to NDI. So I was encoding my video twice. Is that better? Yay! Turn off all the settings you don't need. I bet that was causing me issues earlier today, too. All right. Yes, it looks a lot better for me, too. All right. Thank you guys for the technical difficulties solving. Yay! Smooth. That's what I want to hear. All right. Well, like I said, I've gotten the new mic. I'm excited. I don't like the mixer I got. It's cool, but it doesn't do what I want it to do. I rewired my whole desk. I 3D printed out some new stands. So like my mixers and stuff look really awesome. Really exciting. So I'm happy about that. And let's just get to coding though. Enough about me. Oh, I gotta reset all this. Yes, I'm going to tweet a picture of my new setup once I switch mixers. The mixer I have is okay. Maybe I'll take one with the current mixer. But it doesn't do what I wanted it to do. Since I have meetings between my Windows machine and my Mac machine, and then my streaming machine is different than both of those. So I have to have my audio hooked up, my mic, to 3 different machines. This mixer requires USB power and to be connected to one of the machines. My streaming machine, which isn't always on. I only turn that on when I'm streaming, oddly enough. So I need to switch to a different one that is self-powered and then still can hook up to my streaming machine with its own fancy audio input as well as all the other stuff. So I'm going to switch mixers and then I should do a write-up on all of my streaming gear that I have. So if anyone else is interested in this fun setup. But I'm glad I sound better. That's exciting. All right, let me get my Stream Deck to the right screen. Much better. Let me switch to code. And code works. Yes, I did do, actually I have a picture. This is my new 3D printed little stand setup I did. Check that out. So that's my Mac dongle. This connects my Mac. I'm getting new right angled audio cables so you won't have them sticking out right there. This is all the audio setup. Plus I got a mixer now. So pretty excited. Designed and printed that stand so it's all nice and fancy. Oh yeah. I had fun. This is a fun setup. All right, so last time we were building, I started playing with gMusic and I'm in Comet. Let me go to gMusic. So I started working in gMusic and I instantly found a couple issues that we had with Comet. Kind of funny. Makes total sense though. This is the first real app. No, second real app. I did build the Pretty Weather app that was going around, the Xamarin Pretty Weather app. I did build that and we got that to work and we fixed a few bugs with Comet then. But this is like the first real app that I was building. And I wanted to do some like cool stuff and actually make this thing awesome. So let me close that. And I started on this song view. And before, when I did this environment database thing, we got stuck in an infinite loop. I half fixed that. And so maybe we'll fix that for real today. Go through the either way, I fix that. And let's run it. So I added this new thing in here. So now I have this like iDatabase. And this is really fun. So since it's an interface, I'm not huge on interfaces. If any of you follow the code, I do normally. But with this interface, it allowed some really unique things. So here's the song screen. It goes, hey database, get me a list of songs. I did not instantiate this database. I didn't do it. Not there at least. I did it at the app level. So for the app level, I said, hey, database is a new database. Okay. So that way the environment knows where to get these from. So the songs can just say, hey, I need a database. And it says I want it from the environment, and the environment's going to fill it out for us. And now I can just say database get songs. Well, I also fixed hot reloading on non-Comet things. Database just implements this interface. It's inside my own project. Why do I have Comet? Well, I don't even have Comet. Why does it have Comet listed there? What's using Comet? Oh, the environment. Right. So the only thing that it even knows about Comet is this environment thing, which is cool because now I can comment this out. And I just hot reloaded my database. Am I the only one who's getting excited about that? Just hot reloaded my database. not even Comet's code. Because whenever this thing reloads, any class that has a static init, I am going to call that init for you when it hot reloads. So I hot reload my database, it calls this init. The init tells the environment, by the way, here's the new one. So when I get a new one in the environment, the song view is like, whoa, we changed the database. That's something global. Let's rebuild the UI. It does so, does its all fancy diffing thing, and uses the new database instead of the old one. That is awesome. I'm really, really enjoying that. And also, though, this is not the API for database. It's going to change. Now, when I change that interface, all hell's going to break loose. Just is. Now, I'm trying to think of the best way of making this whole database thing work with the list view, because like I have list view, and we can do a couple things here. I'm tempted to build an interface for list view. So right now with list view, we have a couple different APIs. One is where I go and do this whole thing, right? I just pass in a list. And that's what I'm doing now. I say, hey, database, give me a list. Give me a list of songs. I pass that in. There's another interface which is virtualized. And it has all this thing with like the get sections, get count. I'm wondering if we were to do an interface and make another one that lets you just pass in that interface. So I can say, hey, database, go get me this interface. And I'll just pass that directly in. If not, it's not the worst code. The snowflake extends. Yeah, the snowflake is on everything. It's awesome. It's an overlay that's just, I just put it on top of the entire screen. So I like the snowflake. I don't know why. It's cold here. It is 2 degrees Fahrenheit in Anchorage right now. It's cold. I think I'm allowed to have snow. It is cold. All right, so what we can do is we're not going to use that API. So I'm tempted if we enhance the API a little bit. Yeah, I just started on this last week, and I instantly ran into a hot reload bug and also an infinite loop bug in Comet. But I fixed those yesterday or Monday. I don't remember. I fixed them. And so, yeah, we can now hot reload all this stuff. So this, like I said, this is not the API we're going to use. It was great for prototyping, but in the end, I am going to want to say, hey, this is a list view type of song, and I'm going to want to do this rows. Is that the right one? One of these, list view T. It's the count. All right, count and item 4. So what we can do, and there's also stuff for sections on there, isn't there? Something about section. All right, that is not that one. That's just for the straight up list view that takes. Now it's one that takes a list of views. There's one sectioned list view. That's what I want. I want a sectioned list view because this is more along the gMusic style. New section list view that has section count. And here's where I would say, hey, database, how many songs or how many sections? For none, we're just going to say 1 because, oops. And all right, so we'll just say there's 1 section. Then we'll say rows count. There's something. Okay, count. So this will pass in section, and we're just going to say songs.count for now. Because this is similar to the API we're actually going to use, and I wish that syntax worked. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's wrong. Oh, wait, I did that wrong. I just needed an equals there. Right? Func. Oh, no. Is it row section? Oh, no. This returns a section 4. Remembering my own API. Section 4. And then this is going to return new section song, and this is going to have count. We're just going to say it's going to have songs dot. This is when I would look this up based off that section. Songs dot count, and then we'll say row, no, view for row. I think that's, I totally crashed something. So what I need to do is, let's put a question mark there. What I need to do on all of these is make it to where if we screw something up while hot reloading, we're not going to crash the app. We're going to do a little pop-up and says, hey, you messed up. This is what you messed up. And then you can have a chance to fix it and everything will start working again. All right, so this lets you do these whole sections. Not the way I did it before. I'm trying to remember. And now, did this have the view for? The view for goes here. Now, I thought that would have worked. Maybe I did that wrong. Section count is 1. This should then say, hey, there's this many songs, which there should be 1 or 2. Did I do something wrong on the sections? Let me go look up the Comet sample, because I don't remember. Comet, samples. There's definitely a list view or sectioned list view. I can't remember my own API. All right, so that creates all the sections. That's not the one I wanted. That's when you pass the sections in. There is, if we keep looking through this list view, there's one where you say the section, section 4, section count. Because there's get item. Oh, I didn't do the item at. That's what's missing. Item 4, section. I don't know, this one just is the row. And now this would be songs row. That what was missing? That's what was missing. So this is like the virtualized. You know, I'm going to pull stuff from a database. Yes, I'm not going to 2-songs this thing. I'm going to go ask the database how many is there. I just didn't want to do that part yet because I didn't want to build out my entire database layer. So that's an uglier API, but it's necessary to have that virtualized API in my opinion, because there's times where you're going to want to pull this from a database. Visual Studio, why are you locking up? Joys of the green screen, that still cracks me up. My Mountain Dew disappears. Interns. So funny. All right. Perfect. Perfecto. Yeah, that's a bit of code. So that's why I was thinking it'd be nice to do an interface to where I can just say, hey, it fills all this crap out for me. Or at least some sort of a list view model thingy. Even though I've kind of don't use view models because you don't need them, but in list view, this might be nice. Thoughts on that? Would you guys want an interface or something so I can just say, hey, database, go get this thing? Or is it fine having it all in one file like that? Not bad. It's not bad. I just noticed my mismatch on Monster Skillet Awake, and then it is Taylor Swift's 1989. That is beautiful. Very beautiful. Oh, gMusic on Mac is crashed. So I have no music. Yes, I force quit it. It does that. I don't even know what causes it. I need to debug it, but I've been too lazy. All right, so let's keep going on this. Let's build out this some more. One thing I would like to do is at some point when we get more of our drawing stuff done, bring in a bunch of like predefined icons. So we have like an icon set. There's enough of them that are MIT or whatever that we can bring them in, like the material. Material has an entire set of icons we can just bring in and use. I would love to bring all of those in so we have a bunch of icons preset. I don't have anything for SVG icon loading right now to bring in the albums or the artwork on those. How far do we want to go with this like sample on gMusic? Should I try and build the full thing? Do we want to prove out this app model thing more? Because that's kind of the idea that I'm trying to do, is design the new app model, what it should look like, and what it should do. Where is that model? Oh, Comet app. That's what I was looking for. Comet app. I mean, I could try throwing in the database and throw in authentication and see if by doing those, if I can hook up this list view appropriately for each of the screens. That could be fun. Maybe we'll do that. It's more than I wanted to go for with the sample app. Let's do it. Let's bring over some stuff. Now, gMusic forms. So we are going to go grab some stuff. The thing is, this database is complete, so I'm not going to need to hot reload it anymore because it has like everything I need in it. Oh, let's teach it how to hot reload the app. Let's do that first. That's more important. Right now, when the app builds, although we're going to lose the, that might be tricky. The scary thing for me with reloading the app is, will we lose? We can't lose state. Right now, it's easy to not lose state because if what I do is I reload each root, and each root just rebuilds itself and builds the tree out. Maybe that'll be fine. Because, yeah, I think it will be fine. Let's try it. So with our Comet app, I have some stuff in hot reload helper that says ignore this puppy, and a to-do saying go fix that. So what if I remove this and go back to the old code where Comet, or where it's just a null parent, which in this case would really only be the app if you're using the app model. And the main thing is I can't break it for people that aren't using the app model because I don't want that to be required. Let's see what happens with that. Run that. Now we'll go back to gMusic app. Excuse me. Let's change something in the root view really quick. Songs 2. That's because the app reloaded. And when the app reloaded, it didn't know how to do the list view. Maybe we debug that. That might be a good thing. Figure out why that freaks out. That's why I had that check in there in the first place. I didn't feel like figuring that out the time of, but maybe I feel like it now. Let's go to controls, view. All right, so there, like I've mentioned with Comet before, is there's a virtual DOM. And whenever certain things happen, we do this whole like reset and hot reload. So if I go to root view, make that 2, this is going to reload. If I go to this is the Comet app, right? Our gMusic app, which subclass is Comet app. Now what it's going to do is it has a built view. It better. Come on, beach ball. Not needed. All right, so it has a root view. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go and say, hey, we're using anything there. It's going to say, okay, that's the old view. Now what it does is it tells the old view handler, we're done with you. Okay. Then what it does is it's going to create a new view. And here's the root view doing all that stuff. All right, so the root view is going and building its thing. And when it's done, it goes and does this diff thing. Old view is null. Wait, which control are we on? So this is the song view. This is why I didn't debug it last time. It gets nested because, okay, so now we're on the new root view. And it's saying its view is a tab. And a tab doesn't know how to refresh itself. The tab is technically a view controller. This is the tricky stuff that I didn't feel like doing before. Maybe I still don't feel like doing it yet. Because right now, if I undo that, the only thing not hot reloadable now is the root app, which is why I have it wrapped in a root view. And maybe we work on building the parts of Comet that we need to do the flyout. That needs done. Okay, so it says songs 2 in the title. That's not where I should have done it on the tab icon. It's more clear there. Rename that. That updated. That updated. But now if I go to the Comet app, this guy does not reload. Or gMusic app. New text. Hey. That's not going to do anything. And that is all due to the fact of what is actually the handler and how that stuff works. I'm really not sure if that's worth fixing yet. Needs done. I don't even know where to begin on that. Very complicated problem. My music is not doing good today. Anyone have any opinions of what we should work on? Eventually, like I've said before, my goal with this app model is to be able to just say, all right, we don't even need this Comet, gmusic.comet.ios thing. So we're just going to say, hey, build this app model. There's one in there. Maybe it's set in the static main or something, some way to say, this is the app model. Maybe we just go find it and new it up. And then from there, we'll just run it. That'll be fun to prototype. We're just going to gen this comet.ios, add that in there, and then run it, which will be super cool. I mean, all the audio playback stuff's not going to be interesting and fun to do because that's going to be the same as every other app I've already done. Maybe we hook up the real database. I know I said it and didn't do it, but let's do it. All right. We're just gonna start copying crap over. Reveal in Finder. We're gonna replace. Let's add some new J's. It's going to need SQLite. It's gonna need JSONnet. Add that one. Let's do SQLite net. Or is it dash net? Equal. Okay, I'm just gonna go look it up. Oh, I didn't mean to remove those. Okay, iOS. Oh, I'm using simple database. Forgot, and then it has the dependency. There we go. Add that in. That's our database package. Now here we don't have to do this whole thing because I'm just using a static. It's cool to show that we can do that and that it works, but it's not needed. Oops. Delete. SQLite managers. I'm gonna need some of that stuff. Let's hope we don't break everything by bringing all the stuff over. All right, grab managers. We do need our localization library. That is required. I use that thing extensively. Localizations. We're just going to add that here. Localization is important. Nickelback SQLite. I missed that. My mic is like directly covering my chat. How is that? Can you still hear me? All right, so let's add this in here. I can still see through the stabilizer. All right, so we'll add that in there. Let's add the reference. Now, you used to be able to double click on this stuff and it would take you to the right thing. All right, let's see if this builds. Probably not. I'm gonna need to... I totally missed it. Need to get used to this mic. And I have the like big old boom arm thing and I may redo it so I have something coming up from like my desk. Oh, now I need to go grab Simple Auth and go grab the painful part of starting over. Bring in Simple Auth. Now we need to go grab the APIs class. We're just going to copy that. Oh, I didn't do all my fancy API constant switchers. Let's hope it doesn't complain too much. All right. And now data objects. Models. I'm just going to copy this whole thing and hope it works. Replace. Now, these new data objects are not using any of the fancy stuff for Comet. So it knows nothing about how to hot reload them, which is actually fine. gMusic does not change. All right, and I have the settings plugin. Can't remember what it's called. This one. see if we can get through all these build errors. Only 35, that's not too bad. Oh, I had App Center in there too. App Center, I had, was it just crashes I had, or did I have analytics too? Well, I had both. I can't remember. I did have distribute. Now it's complaining about... I have an event args class somewhere. Thought that came over. So painful. So many things that just don't need rebuilt. I should make gMusic like core, where all of this crap lives in one .NET Standard library, and all 3 of the versions of gMusic now use it. That would make rebuilding this so much easier. Wait, why does that... And this uses Comet. That's actually color.from bytes. And it doesn't like that because that already exists. Just comment that out. Oh, and then icon fonts. Okay, this definitely has had some scope creep. Don't need any of this. All of you are getting commented out by for now. Yep, you can get commented out. Anything that is... Oh, I forgot I use punch clock. I love punch clock, but the dependencies kill me. Punch clock is a great library. gMusic.viewModels. Let's just comment out that namespace for now. I don't have any of the playback stuff. Jet lagged. It's only from India. It's only, what, 12-hour difference? Come on. All right. Playback manager and fade audio players. I might just build shims of that in there. Forms extensions. This whole file can go die. That's not going to be needed. Oh, did I not bring over the providers? Where do those live? Managers. There it is. Oops, gMusic provider. Event handler extensions. Actually, this is still be used, but now we're just gonna do thread helper. We'll convert it to the Comet style. If my IDE will catch up. Using Comet dot info run There we go. We're just going to copy, I don't know how many. Perfect. Perfecto. All right. Down to only 8 errors. Notification manager. What's that doing with thicknesses? Huh. Now here, bring in gMusic.models. We can do database dot. This is the reason I brought this in. Database.main dot section, number of sections, song, and I can just do that. Now here, I can do the same thing. Number rows in section, song, and I can say section. And now here, I do the same thing. Database.main dot item, is it object for row, section, row. That's it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna need to change that stuff a little bit. Because that is an asynchronous changes. So we might change that. Artwork URL lives on media base item. So we might for this, and this is .name. For now, we're just going to leave that empty, and then we will fix that with our own control type. Pop-up manager. Yeah, I'm not going to be using forms in you. Playback. Let's just do it. Bring it over the right way. We're going to bring playback over. That's going to need some nouges and some finessing. All right, and that uses managed base. So let's go. Dependencies, managed base. We're gonna add. And then we're gonna go add that here as well. And we also need to do something so that can compile, if I remember right. Yeah, I need to add those two in. I have to do something to tell them it exists. All right, let's just see how we're doing build-wise. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Equalizer data has forms. Woo, check out all those exceptions. Debugger dump. Yeah, equalizer data. Why'd that ever have forms? And what's with all my... Right, I had some things in there for gMusic where it has all this show not implemented stuff. Beautiful. And I taught the UI how to complain. So we're gonna go through some of this. Just comment it out. Only 22 errors, we can get there. If I stop getting beach balls. Tired of beach balls. Unless I'm at the beach, I don't want a beach ball. All right, artwork manager. This talks about that screen size. I think I have a default in there. And then we're just going to comment all this out. We don't have the concept of like an image source or something like that yet for Comet. Images are a little half-baked. So doing gMusic will be great because it's going to force me to do some of that. And now I'm just going to go comment that for now. Inside of here, I have a show alert and show not implemented, which I'll bring these over to gMusic app, which will make these API compatible, except we don't have alerts yet in Comet. We're getting there. All right, so let's bring in the missing stuff and more missing things. And then I do report that so that way I know whenever things go wrong. And few of these to replace. Oops. I did have global stuff in there for stop playing. We'll add those in there. For offline, I had that in there too. A lot of these, a lot of these. Lots of show not implemented. I didn't finish this version of gMusic. This was the Forms one. It was a lot of work. So we only got so far on it. So it's funny that I'm using that as my starting point. All right, and so we were also missing this check for offline, input, and this. Let's go throw this over here to our gMusic app. And bring in tasks. All right. Okay, 116 errors. All right, those ones I'm okay with. Those are we don't have linker stuff. We can fix those. Yes. Very easy to fix. Let's go grab our linker flags, which I don't remember. Is that okay? That's all I need. And I had those in their own item group. Let's keep it that way. All right, so now we're just going to come down here, add an item group for those. Save. Hopefully that fixes it. Should reload. It is. Oh, sorry, I need to adjust. Feet were falling asleep. Okay. Oh, look at all these mono crashes just chilling there. That OS might be, or lockup might be at the OS level. My volume knob wasn't working either. All right, let's try building this. All right, no library found for libbase. Reload. Because didn't I have... Maybe I missed something. Maybe there's one other thing in that. Let's unload. It looks half unloaded. Because it's not an option there now, but it's not loaded. That's a funny state. All right, we're getting somewhere. There we go. Let's reload that. Reload. Oh, it crashed again. Let's delete those. All right, I'm clicking. There it goes. All right, let's reveal in Finder. All right, now let's try running again. Let's see if those two things exist in there. Native references. They're both there. Should be happy now. Okay, let's... Nothing else for the linker. Please review the build log and the user flags. Libbase, libase. What does it say that's not found? It's right there. Order doesn't matter on those, does it? It's right there. Set to force load. Hate dealing with linker flags. Every time I have to, I always gets me. Did I have... I want to open the old gMusic. Just gonna open the old one. Let's just really quick see what's going on in there. I might be missing something on the iOS linker flags, but I thought what I had was enough. Oh, I didn't mean to click on dependencies. Okay, I'm gonna go to the iOS one too, because I'm dealing with linker flags. I did have some. How'd I miss those? Are the linker flags not saved in the CS project? I really thought they were. To me, it's funny I even need to include them since I added them right there. All right, let's try again. Build. Then we need to add in authentication. We've added the stuff, but we're not hooking into it anywhere. All right, we're in somewhere. We have a database with nothing in it. So the old way I did it was I'd give a welcome screen. What we're going to do for now is just do something a little tad bit lame. We're gonna go inside the gMusic app, and we're going to do override on a net. What we'll do is we're gonna call there's a authenticate. What do I call that thing? It's API manager. Share dot. So let's do it on the root view really quick. No, we'll just say no if. Oh, I can't type. Come on. So I don't know what's going on this machine. All right, so var count equals that. And we'll say if count equals 0, API manager dot share dot get. Oh, no, it's not. Create and login. Service type dot Google, comma. I think that's it. All right, and now this is just await, and we should try catch this crap because it can blow up. And we're just going to... That should force this thing to log in. So when I run it, it should give us a login screen now. Just from bringing over simple auth and all the fun stuff from the old stuff. What I'll eventually do is... Hey! That's what I want to see. Let me log in really quick. Try and remember this login for my test account. Dang it, that's not that one. One password, it's in there. Searching for this. Ah, found it. All right. Almost done logging in. All right, let's bring that over. Now that just synced database or synced data, but we did not teach gMusic how to reload or Comet how to refresh when the database changes. So that's fine. We'll just now stop and, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to drag this up. Now, if we stop and start this, we should now have, why is it logging back in again? Do I have to do something and save it? No, it should save. All right. Yeah. Oh, I don't have entitlements. iOS does not save until there's entitlements. Stupid simulator. But either way, check it out. We have data. We can build an album screen. We need to fix image is first. Let's go into Comet. I have album. Oh, views. Okay. So let's add a new class called media item image. All right. And this is going to, yeah, what we'll do here is, I'm wondering if I nest this in like a stack, or if I can just go image. I don't know if this is going to work, guys. State string image URL. Problem with subclassing, I can't pass in that binding. I can just do, can those be set? We can do that. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just say source equals image URL. All right, so we're gonna do that for now. And then what we'll do, public base. All right, so what we'll do here is say media. I think that's the thing I want. All right, so now what we'll do is do the same thing here. I don't know if I like this. We may have to clean this thing up. Set image equals item. Let's do that. So now we'll do image URL equals await item dot get artwork URL. Oh, and I need to use that thing. Why did I stop? Why did I do that? We can also close most of this stuff out. Go into our song view now. Let's teach this thing how to save its login stuff. So every iOS application, by default, you do not get any of the protected file storage. And that's how SimpleAuth shares everything. right? In the key store. You don't get key stores until you give this an entitlement on the simulator. That's it. Set the entitlement. Now it'll remember my login. That was introduced in like iOS 9, that little bug. It's a bug as far as I'm concerned, and never fixed. Drives me crazy. All right, last time I'm gonna log in. Now it should remember before logins. All right, now let's go to our songs view. And instead of this, we're gonna say media item image song. Why didn't it like that? I mean, technically, what? What requires read only? Oh. That's right. My bad. But this is why I need that like built-in, like, you did something wrong, you're an idiot view that pops up and just tells me I'm an idiot. Ah, check it out. So awesome. I love it. What's the shadow API? Color. Oh, right. So right now with hot reload, eventually I'm going to do some IL generation, but since I say you need this media item, I need to go hot. If I want to be able to hot reload this class, I have to teach hot reload about where this thing comes from. Now this is not good. What I really should do, this is why the environment is so awesome. Read only. This is what I should do. Now what I can do, instead of even doing all that stuff, I just do override on view. Isn't there an appear? All right, so now I can do that. Even cleaner, in my opinion. Now I'm going to go and change the song. Let's close out a Comet sum. The songs view, now on this H stack, we are going to, I'll make sure I do it on the right one. It's this one, right? Set environment item song. So now that song is passed along. That's all I need. Now I can hot reload all of it without having to do anything hokey. Isn't that awesome? Oh, and I really should do question mark. I really like that API though. And oh, that shadow, it's got a shadow, but that's kind of lame. Let's, instead of the shadow, that shadow doesn't look good. Oh, I can't type. This dot overlay, new rectangle. Can't remember this API. Dot color, no. Dot stroke is color dot light gray. Now that, did I not do that right? Oh, line width is 0.5. And now, before, if we comment that out, you'll notice that that white bleeds in. So now we've framed them all. They've got that nice little overlay. It looks great. Ignore the missing listing. I've got a bug and I don't know what it is yet. Sometimes list view stuff disappears. All right, let's go to albums. Sectioned list view. We're gonna do that same API. Let's actually go to albums. Now list, oh, it doesn't know what an album is. All right, now we have a list view. Now we can use that same exact API here, but instead of song, it's gonna be, we're gonna change it to be database. I mean, album. All right, at this stage, oh, it's still thinking. What is going on? What aren't you liking? Database is inaccessible. All right, hot reload didn't work on that, and I don't know why. So let's restart, see what we get. See if I get a better error this time. It worked! Invalid cast. I'm gonna stop and start because I want to see what that exception was. This could be the bug I was having that caused my infinite loop where I screwed something up. I might be doing that again still. I was doing too many global broadcasts on what's going on. Come on, I thought I told you to run. All right. Property is item, value. Yes, No, that goes to the right contextual object. So song view. That does that, which is good. One of these broadcasts this thing out. All right, so let's look this down. Get that set environment looks fine. Was it this one? And this one runs it on this view.property changed. Properties, item, object, that looks good. Property changed. We then set the property value. And the exception is I thought this was smart enough to deal with states. It does bindings, but not states. Okay, if that, this dot set, item dot set value. Okay, that's native. It does the convert. And this does all the state stuff. Well, now I'm just annoyed. All right, so this is at stat, convert 340. Oh wait, was that my stack? My... Reflection extensions 26. We're just there. So that ran it through convert. I wish I could have it like step back to this phase when that happened. Come on, let me walk through this. Hey, DM Barrio, thanks for the follow. The beach ball is killing me. I can't step through. All right. Okay, this is working. Object. Oh, it's the view that it's... Well, that should be fine. The H stack. Does H stack have a thing called item on it? Did I reuse the name? If so, that's totally fine. This is an expected error. It could just be poor naming. No item yet. Fastest way to do this would be go to our sample. Just go to like a settings view. For it to be throwing that exception, it found a property called item. The only one that we have that I know of is the one we just added to media item. This is it. Could be base type stuff, but it's working. That's what's crazy, is it is definitely working. I wish I could know why that was crashing. I mean, I see the images. See images. I want to know, so value. Okay, that's frame stuff, not worried about that. Breakpoint. Wow, I've got lots of those. Error setting property item. What's it trying to set it on? That's what I need to do. On this. Give ourselves some better error messages. All right, let's see how that's going. All right, we got the errors. And now it's saying on HStack. How does HStack have an item? All right, so what we'll do is we're going to put a breakpoint back at here. After this happens, it happens again pretty quick. So the first time it's setting so many things, but after it freaks out, it's setting those cells, which shouldn't have many of these. So we're going to put a proper breakpoint back on that reflection extensions, this guy. All right, and so this is Comet view.item. How does Comet view have an item that I don't know about? So it's nothing to worry about. It's a valid exception because view has an item. That's an int 32. I mean, I could change it to be media item, and then that wouldn't happen. But that is weird, folks. Weird. I don't know where item's coming from. Oh, I need this capital. I couldn't be more confused. That's insane. Insane. Where's this new property coming from that I know nothing about? Sometimes I'm amazed. This is one of those times. Info. Comet.view has a reflection property, declaring type Comet container view. Comet container view. And it comes, all right, so we have a container view that has an item. It doesn't exist. All right, well, I'm going to ignore that error for now because somehow it's found some property that doesn't exist and can't set it. Of course it can't. It doesn't freaking exist.
Ouch! Baseballs!
Hate these stupid errors. Sometimes you just get stuck and it doesn't matter. All right, but that's looking good. I don't like how noisy that is. That is nice. Now we have artist, albums. We could do artists. My question is, let's see if the artist will reload. It was weird it didn't last time. All right, so we need to go into Comet, views. I'm just going to steal the artist album stuff again. Now let's go steal our song stuff again. And we'll do this as artist, artist, artist. Guess what? Artist! And now let's bring in the database. If my beach ball will go away. Now let's add our semicolon. It should hot reload. Just I hit a semicolon. Just work. This is like 5-10 seconds plus after key press. And for some reason, those don't like reloading. Database is inaccessible. That's so odd it doesn't like the database. That made that interface nice because that just worked. I don't know why when compiling it doesn't like my database. I'm planning on rewriting that portion of the hot reload anyway, so maybe when I do that, that'll fix that. Right now it's recompiling on device, and I'm going to recompile in the IDE and ship the new DLL to the device. I just haven't done that yet. I just recompile whatever changed on device. But I'll be able to do some better, more complex things if I do that in the IDE. Hey, except those are skewed images. But hey, that's working. Can't navigate yet. I haven't gotten that far. I am liking this though. We could do a song view where we limit things, or an album view where we limit by album artist ID. I don't know. I think that's working pretty good now. I'm wondering how late we want to work on this tonight. There's a couple bugs that I found that I need to fix. I really want to fix that list view scrolling one where we get an empty one every once in a while. No idea what's causing that. I'd like to find what that missing item is. Like, I can not use the word item and use like name of media item, whatever this thing is. Let's just switch to that because that output's annoying me. Media item base. And we'll just do that everywhere. So artist, albums, songs, we'll do it. And now inside of our media thing, we just need to change this to be rename. Done. All right, so now we shouldn't get that horrible output error because we're not going to reuse the already existent item. I don't even know what to say. I just can't. Just can't. All right, now we're not getting a crap ton of horrible errors. It's just working. Yeah. Oh, what did I click on? All right, so that's getting good. I'm liking that. We're gonna need to do the slide up panel and the swipe out, but I haven't done anything with gestures yet. And so I'm probably gonna have to design gestures in this framework before we can do that. And gestures is one of those things that I've been just avoiding doing. I don't know why. Just have been. We've got animations, which are going to be fun to do. I can throw some fancier animations in here. And animating that drawer will be nice and easy, just like animate to that stuff. We're getting to the point where we have some navigation, so we'll be able to start doing some navigate to things using routes and build out all the routing stuff. Anyone have thoughts on what we should work on, or I wonder if I should call it good? Definitely fixed a couple bugs in Comet. I'm not 100% in love with this thing, but it works. It would be nice if I taught it how to do like an async binding. So I could just pass in to image. That would be actually pretty hot. I may think about doing that at some time, do an async binding that could cause some issues. As long as you don't do anything inside that async thing with like state, I should be able to make that work. But if you need to do things with state, I'll have no clue. Well, like I said, I'm pretty happy with that so far. Need to figure out what that glitch is where sometimes song stuff's just not there. Do I have a leak? That number going up? Yeah, it's going up by like 1 view as I scroll. Well, that's interesting. Let's put a breakpoint somewhere. All right. Now let's go look at whatever the latest views are. Actually, no. Can I do just last? I just want to know what the last one is. So if I do view.active views, and if I do 729, not implemented. Oh, that might be not implemented on my side. Show enumerator. I don't want to go through all these one at a time. I wonder if the sections are leaking. That's a lot of song sections. How many? It's not letting me see more, but we know we have more than 40 of them. All right, I might call that quits though. I think that's good enough for now. I'll look into that memory leak later, and I'm pretty happy with where we've gotten so far. It's looking good. It's looking real good. Let's see, is there anyone else who is streaming we should go raid? Who do I know that's still streaming? We can go check out Sushi Codes. We've never raided them yet. Sushi Codes, they're building a game together, and it's actually pretty fun watching them work together. It's Sushi Codes and her husband, Sausage Cam. He wanted Bacon Cam, but Bacon Cam was taken. So I'm gonna end the stream there. I'm gonna come back and keep working on this tomorrow. Thanks guys for hanging out. We've made some progress. It's looking good. Hang out and we're gonna do the raid. Thanks guys. See you later.